Good afternoon, welcome. Glad to have you on Africa today. I am Uduak Daniel. First, let's talk the headlines. And on the headlines, Nigerian leader prays for successful election in Sierra Leone. Still on the headlines, Burkina Faso leader to be sworn in as transition president. Also on the headlines, Malawi uncovers mass grave with Ethiopian nationals. And on sport, CAF announces $1.5 million prize money for Women's CAF Champions League. And now the news in detail. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday received a special envoy from President Julius Maada of Sierra Leone, praying for the West African country's success bill for June next year. The special envoy, Andre Thomas Hope, said his country was bidding for a non-permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council and solicited Nigeria's support. He also said his country, which saw the interfering G. Ecomog restoring normalcy in the past, was no longer there for the role she played. Special Envoy Hope submitted that Sierra Leone had made progress in laying a foundation for free and fair polls in June 2023, and the citizenry had unhindered access to registration. More stories coming your way ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, has reiterated its commitment towards a free, fair and credible election. The commission is fully prepared ahead of the 2023 elections.
On the 26th of February, a day after, we released the timetable and schedule of activities for the conduct of the 2023 general election. In that schedule, we listed 14 critical and fundamental items that must be accomplished before the election day. And out of that 14 items, we have already accomplished 9. And we did not postpone anyone, and we did not reschedule any one of them. So as far as the electoral management body is concerned, we are following our timetable and schedule of activities, and we are confident in at the level of our preparations and the level of what we have done so.
Speaking on the effectiveness of the bimodal voter accreditation system, that is the BVAS, as well as arrangements for the staff to man the devices, Okoye said the device have been fully worked on and appropriate measures are going towards staff training of the usage of the device.
When you introduce a new technology, there is no guarantee that it will never have issues. What is important is for you to learn from those issues and upgrade and also make amends. Some of those teething problems and teething challenges we had with the BVAS, we have overcome them. But what we are going to do with the 2023 general election is that we are also going to do mock accreditation in all the states of the Federation and in all the senatorial areas of the Federation to get ready for the 2023 general election. And so we are going to test run the BVAS. As of today, the Commission has taken delivery the BVAS for over 23 states of the Federation. So the issue of whether the BVAS will be used in the election or whether the BVAS will not be used is a moot issue. The BVAS will definitely be used for the conduct of the 20.
Also speaking, political analyst and mobilizer Victor Atodo noted that Nigerians have high expectation towards the forthcoming elections, especially on the part of INEC.
Nigerians are actually very hopeful. We pray they continue the way they are going so far. Before now, look at the 2019 election, 2015 election. I'll use an example. An African Nigerian youth believes on the day of the election is the day for him to go and sleep, or the day for him to go and watch a movie, or maybe for a day to invite his girlfriend over or something. But now, look at the people that got registered, the new entrants into the INEC database today. They're mostly youths. They're mostly Nigerian youths. It is because there's something that is actually going in the right path that Nigerian youths are beginning to pay attention to.
Moving away and ahead, the federal government of Nigeria, through the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, have said that the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon was not responsible for the flooding that has devastated Nigeria. This is just as the government said no fewer than 4,885 households were affected by the recent flooding in Ogun State. Adamu made this known during the 2023 budget defense of the ministry before the Senate in Abuja on Wednesday. The minister attributed the flood to water flowing from tributaries of the River Benue, like the River Katsina Allah and others, into the River Benue, as the rains have been unprecedented. Senator Adamu Aliero, Kebbi Central, raised the issues of floods in the country during the ministry's budget defense and what efforts the ministry was taking about it set the stage for the disagreement. The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, that is the NEMA, Mustafa Ahmed, on Wednesday said that no fewer than 4,885 households were affected by the recent flooding in Ogun. Similarly, the Bayelsa State Governor Duye Diri has sought help from the federal government after the floods.
Over the last few days, floods have overwhelmed our communities and severely impacted the lives and livelihood of our people. This is a natural disaster that has affected many other states of the Federation to various degrees. I've been on a tour of several of our communities to see at first hand the extent of destruction. Our experience has shown that the flood water empties into our state. From my personal assessment, the situation is dire. Nearly 1 million people in over 300 communities in the state have been internally displaced.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration, that is the FCTA, has mandated the use of video surveillance, also known as closed-circuit television, that is the CCTV, in all public premises to enhance national security. The coordinator, Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, that is the AMMC, town planner Umar Shuaibu, made the disclosure at a news conference in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Shuaibu vowed that henceforth mandatory use of CCTV would be included in the requirements for building approval in the nation's capital. The coordinator also revealed that officers of the council would be going around the city to enforce compliance with the decision. He expressed optimism that the use of CCTV would help the security agencies tremendously in fighting crime and criminality in the territory. Similarly, the coordinator emphasized the need for all fighting equipment in the territory. Also, the FCTA's Director, Department of Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima, said it had to review its process and procedures due to the issues of crime and criminality and as a responsible administration. When we return, news from other parts of West Africa. Stay with us. Always a delight to have you back. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. This is Africa Today on Hills TV. And now let's get on to Burkina Faso and have you know that Burkina Faso's new strongman will be inaugurated president of the transition Friday, October 21. The Constitutional Council announced Wednesday, October 19, as it made a formal note of the resignation of Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba. Coup leader Captain Traoré served as head of the junta since September 30 when he ousted Damiba. The 34-year-old will become Burkina Faso's new leader according to the Transition Charter, which was adopted by the National Forum on October 14. Traoré was unanimously named President of the Transition, Head of State and Supreme Chief of the National Armed Forces by some 300 people tasked with charting the transition. The charter stipulates that the term of the President of the